it's an iOS device. Okay. So if that is the case, what we would be doing is in your iOS, if your cell phone is turned off, you will still have access to the Bluetooth. So what that does is basically try to connect with any nearby iOS devices and send the signal. That's one way that you can find where it is, one thing. Second is you can log into your iCloud and you can try to locate your phone. That's one. And another one is, you can use a mobile security solutions, which will help you to track down your cell phone. And since you talked about iOS, I will give you the same thing for Android. So for Android devices, you can log into Android Device Manager and you can use your Gmail that you use to log in your Android device. And in that, what you can do is you can log in and you can try to give them a call. If your cell phone is silent, still you can access your cell phone and you can try to clear your data from your cell phone. Is that answer your question?
Yes, definitely. So yeah, it's actually interesting. And I didn't know that it could still, send signals even when it's off. So that's really useful. I'm sure that the audience will will use this, information is useful, and it actually the security varies by phone. So there are still solid ways to protect it if we set it up properly and if we use the right security software and everything. So thank you for bringing that up. Um, we see so many scams actually happening through phones nowadays. Even though they have built-in security on their phones, in their iOS or on their Android devices, we still see so many scams happening through phones nowadays. So, what are the most common ones people should look out for?
That's a very good question. So what I would say, in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of cell phone uses, so what are the things that we use commonly? Cell phone. One, we make phone calls, right? We do text messaging, we do email, and we do social media platform. Those are the main common areas we do use our cell phone nowadays, right? And another
Yep.
one is camera to take pictures. So those are the five basic things that we do with our cell phones. So
Mhm.
text message, if we received a text message, with that message, there might be a link that they're saying, hey, you have received a coupon. All you have to do just log in and claim that coupon. So maybe you are excited that you received a coupon, and then you clicked on that link and it's saying, okay, to claim this coupon, what you have to do, you have to log in with your social media credential. So as a user, it's very difficult for us to identify if this link is malicious or not, if this is actually a social media link or not, right? That's one. Second thing is, it's called phishing. Someone is trying to call you and trying to get some information. So let's say all of us, we use banking app in our cell phone.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
if we try to purchase something, they send a text message with an OTP saying that this is a two-factor authentication, that you need to give this OTP to this particular place, then only you will see the transaction is
Uh,
successfully completed. So that's another thing that people will try to steal your OTP. Then nowadays, what else that we can discuss is uh, we are seeing heavily used of QR code. So if you go to a restaurant and you wanted to order a food, and then they will say, hey, we don't have a physical menu, we have a digital menu. So how can I access that digital menu? Please open your phone and scan this QR code, and then you
right.
can access the digital menu, right?
Yeah.
So that's another way that people can get scammed. And sometimes we received an email, and with that email, if we click on that link from our cell phone, the
Mm.
moment we click, all our data and all our cell phone is been compromised. So those are the main areas that I would say. There are a lot more areas that we can cover, but I would say those are the main areas as a cell phone user that we should think about it.
Right. Actually, those cyber threats or cyber attacks are very, they sound convincing, and no wonder people fall for them. So that maybe that's the reason why there's still a lot of scams, even though we have, security, even though we are very careful of what we click, of what we scan. There are still scams nowadays because it's very common. Sorry. It sounds convincing, like it's not noticeable that it's a scam. So, the one that you mentioned earlier regarding QR codes, are you suggesting that we shouldn't, scan QR code or barcodes at all, so we could, avoid this kind of scams?
No, you know, as a cybersecurity personnel, I'm saying that we should not scan QR code. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, whenever we scan a QR code, we have to be careful. So the reason for this, we just did an incident response for one of our client. So I can give you a real time story about this. So one of our customer, they were getting DDoS attack into their environment. And then they reach out to us and they said, hey, we do have a DDoS protection, but we're still getting DDoS attack. Then what we did is we start looking into the log, and then we try to see the pattern of that log. Then we saw that it is related to a particular area. Then we went to a physical visit on that particular area. Then we kind of understand what we have in that particular area. Then we saw there is something common for all the attack that is happening. Those DDoS attack is one of the restaurant. So we went to that particular restaurant, and then the moment we went to that restaurant and we saw that QR code menu in that restaurant. So
Mhm.
whenever we went to that restaurant, what we did is we uh, scanned that QR code, and obviously, whenever we do this, we have a control environment cell phone. So the moment we scanned that, we saw that malicious code Cloud9 is deployed into that cell phone. So what does that mean is whoever is coming to that restaurant, scanning that menu, their cell phone is getting compromised by using this QR code. Restaurant
I
owners, they don't believe that they will be hacked or someone will be hacked into their system. So just to make it short because of the timing, I would say from there we came to know that whoever is coming to that restaurant and they're scanning that barcode and their device has been compromised. The
That's really,
attackers,
yeah.
the attackers are using those compromised device to create this DDoS attack. So this is how it's very difficult for a user to know if they are getting compromised or not. So for that, we should take a preventive measure. And the preventive measure in this particular scenario will be having a mobile security solutions.
All right, that's right. Actually, everyone should take, phone scams or phone hacks seriously nowadays because it really can, drain your account, your bank accounts, everything, especially those who are in social media, especially those influencers. I've seen a lot of issues that their accounts have been compromised just because they have clicked or they have scanned the QR code. So it's really alarming. It's very scary, actually. And preventive measures and the right security software is really needed nowadays. I can see it as, as a necessity nowadays. It's not a want anymore, it's a need. So thank you for
Absolutely.
bringing. And actually, it's good that you have also mentioned earlier regarding OTP scams, because I've also seen a lot of issues, not just with the people around me, but I've also seen on LinkedIn. So it's probably one of the most common phone scams nowadays. So can you tell us how this works and how can we avoid them? How can we avoid falling for this kind of scams?
Absolutely. So what I will do, I will start with one of the real-time example with one of our customer. So
Mm-hmm.
so this particular customer, he was going from one city to another city, and during that time, he realized that his flight got delayed. And due to that flight got delayed, and he decided he wanted to book a hotel to stay into hotel for longer period of time so that he can relax and then take that next flight later on. So what he did, he tried to book a hotel online, and then that someone from the hotel company, they pretend to be a someone from the hotel company where he was trying to book, and they called him and said, "Hey, sir, are you trying to book this hotel?" And so and so. Yes, we are. This is what it is. I'm trying to book this hotel. And they confirm everything. Okay, you are in this particular location. You are trying to book an hotel on this location, and this is the rate you are trying to book. And they said, yes. Okay, all right. So they said, okay, let me help you with that, and let me continue the booking with you. Then what they did is they said, uh, okay, can you purchase through the app? You don't have to go through with me. So what scammer is trying to do is trying to build a trust with you. Scammer said, you don't have to share anything with me. You can do through the app what he was trying to do. They said, okay, so you try to pay for that. It was for $70. So they said, okay, pay $70 through the app, and then I will give you the confirmation number. Then he received an OTP, and he used that OTP there. And then he said, oh, you know what? The OTP that I received it is only for $60, but it's supposed to be 70. They said, oh, okay. So I think there is a mistake. Let me fix that. Let me fix that one. So he fixed that, and then said, okay, next time he received another message from the bank saying that, are you trying to make a transaction for $70? Because once you said no, then bank send you another text message. So he said, hey, can you send me the text message which has saying that $70 that we are trying to charge? He said, yeah, I can show you. This is the text message I received is $70. So he sent that text message, a screenshot, to the scammer. With that, there's nothing there, right? So only it's saying $70. By sending this text message, he sent a seed onto his brain saying that you can trust me. You send me a text message, your money is still there, right?
Yeah.
So next time they said, oh, okay, so this time you will receive the OTP, and if you have any issue, you can send me a text. This is my number. Then he sent, and this time he received a text message saying that $700 transaction. Are you going to approve this transaction? Instead of 70 is $700. And if yes, use this particular OTP. So
Okay.
he built that trust, and he took a screenshot and sent that screenshot to the scammer. Guess what? It has the OTP in there. So
Right.
scammer got OTP and also got the $700. So if any of you have issues like this, within 24 hours, you can reach out to us. We can help you to get that money back. Okay, this is
Yes.
one of the smartest way people are using. And another one is call forwarding, because
Yeah.
sometimes they call you and say, hey, we are calling you from so and so company, and you are an expert on this field, and I want you to come and talk for 30 minutes on this event. You feel like, okay, this is a genuine call. Then at that time, they will say, hey, you are getting another call, and this is from my marketing team. Just make sure you receive that call and merge with me so that we can talk through. But all of us, we know that OTP we can also receive through a phone call. The moment you merge that, you are sharing your OTP without you knowing that. So these are the two ways that people are stealing those OTPs. Not only this, if your cell phone is compromised the way that we talked about with our prior example with the QR code scam. And another one is SIM swapping. So nowadays we have eSIM, right?
Right.
So
I was
you don't
actually
get,
about to ask you about that seam swapping. Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that one.
okay. Yeah, because SIM swapping is another major thing nowadays happening, because you know in our regular daily life we are always connected with Wi-Fi. So if we are connected with Wi-Fi, that means our text messages are working. Let's say if you are using iOS device,
Mm-hmm.
your iMessage is working. It's difficult for you to know your SIM is disabled. Your WhatsApp is working, your social media is working, your email is working. The moment you get out of your Wi-Fi network, then only you will get to know. By this time, it's too late already. So those are the main areas I would say we should stay focused and things like that.
Yeah, the ones that people should look out for. That's right. It's
Absolutely,
actually,
absolutely.
yeah, it's scary, but it's super eye-opening, especially that it's happening nowadays. It's very common nowadays. And to our audience, it's very important to never share codes, and don't dial weird numbers. And I think this is the right time to take mobile security seriously, and it's really a good thing that we're talking about this, about mobile security, about, phone hacks and phone scams, because I'm pretty sure that even though we are aware of these scams, I mean, I think not everyone is aware of what's happening around them. So to our audience, if you have any questions, or if you have experienced such things or such issues, kindly let us know of your experience, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment. So, one question we have here, the next one. Actually, people always talk about the dark web. So, if you could tell us what is it really, and how can you differentiate dark web and the deep web? So, everyone could also understand its difference, and I'm pretty sure that we, I mean, some of the audiences can only see this, online, or some may just read it online, but they don't actually really know what it means. So I guess this is also high time for the audience to learn about not just about mobile security, but to also learn how these scams or these hacks, happen um, deep inside the dark web and the deep web.
Absolutely. So our browsers that we use is Google Chrome, Safari, um, Firefox. The web that we surface is like 3% of all the web that we have, and 97% is deep and dark web. So 90% is a deep web, and 7% is dark web. So what is deep web? So let's go first with what is deep web. So we all know we have hospitals, universities, governments, bank, and all those. So all the database and all the services that they have, and it requires a credential. It is the deep web. which is the 90%. And the 7% is the dark web, which is more than what we can access. And in the dark web, in the deep web, and the surface level, the 3%, we can use TCP protocol. And the dark web is like a onion protocol. It's like, how onion is layered one top
Yeah.
another. So it is like that. It's end-to-end encrypted. And sometimes people think, what is in the dark web, right? So
Right.
inside the dark web, it's like a lot of activities happening, which is not legal, right? So we, as a cybersecurity expert, we looked into the deep and dark web, and we try to find out what is going on. Sometimes people think about their credential has been lost, and it is
Yeah.
selling in the dark web. And the reason it is selling in the dark web, someone else is buying those credentials and is trying to hack you using those credentials, trying to access your account using those credentials. And as we all know, this is an era of AI, and
Right.
everybody's using AI. The same time, cyber criminals are also using AI, cyber bad actors, and they are getting sophisticated attacks using this AI. You will be surprised to know that uh, uh, phishing is a common problem. Everyone is facing this problem, and
Yeah.
you can buy phishing kit in the dark web, and it's very cheap. It's like less than a pizza, you know. And they're selling phishing as a service. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling phishing as a service. So if I am someone who doesn't know anything about phishing, I can buy this code and use this phishing attack using this phishing as a service. So this is why it's very important for us to get informed and get knowledgeable about what is going on around us.
Right. So you mentioned, phishing kits. Can you tell us how dangerous they can be, like those phishing kits? Like what exactly are in the phishing kits and how can it, uh, you know, maybe hack an individual or a company or, someone?
Absolutely. So, phishing kit right now, before somebody who is familiarized with cybersecurity, they have to launch those phishing attacks. So now, if you are not a cybersecurity expert, by using this phishing kit, you can launch a phishing attack. So this is why phishing attacks are more common compared to before. You will be surprised. We've been talking for last 20 minutes, I guess, right? In this 20
Yeah.
minutes, so many phishing attacks happened around the world. The reason it got increased because you don't have to knowledgeable anymore. People are
Yeah.
using this kit from dark web and doing a sophisticated attack. And this is the time as a user to get knowledgeable and stop using uh, that the only antiviruses. We should use more cybersecurity tools to protect ourselves.
That's right. Regarding the phishing links, actually, there are lots of complaints or there are lots of issues about messages or emails saying, my phone has a virus and I should scan it for free. So, as a cybersecurity expert, can you tell us if those apps are legit or are they scams? Like those kind of emails or messages?
So whenever you received a message or whenever you receive an email like this, that means your data has been leaked. And this is the reason you are getting those emails. So
Mm.
you data has been breached. And absolutely no. If someone send you a link and say, hey, scan this and it will protect you, do not do that unless until it's someone let's say you are using a work phone and you had a conversation with your inside the organization, and they said they are going to install a cybersecurity solution, and they are going
Mhm.
to send you a cybersecurity solution link to install, then there's a different story.
Mm.
Make sense?
Right, that's awesome. Thank you for elaborating that one. To our dear audience, if you are here, please feel free to ask questions. And if you have, if you have any concerns about, mobile scams or mobile security, kindly let us know. So next one, let's talk about antivirus. So are antivirus 100% safe?
That's a very good question. So think about this way. In the security space, nothing is 100% proof. Okay,
Mhm.
you can only reduce your risk. And in terms of antivirus, no, they are not 100% proof. And there is a major difference between security software versus antivirus. So let me give you a little bit rundown. So for example, if you have a mobile security and if you have a mobile antivirus, what are the major difference? Antivirus will scan your device and tell you if there is any malicious software installed in your device. On the other hand, mobile security will do a lot of things. For example, if someone install a spyware in your device, it will identify that. If someone send you a phishing link, the moment you click, they will scan through this link and then they will tell you this is a phishing link. Do not click. If you wanted to scan a barcode, and then the moment you scan that barcode, like the example that I gave you, if that user has mobile security, then they will know right away they are trying to write a code inside your cell phone. So they will stop you right away. So those are the few differences I would say in terms of mobile security versus mobile antivirus.
I see. So are you saying that we should have a mobile security on top of the antivirus that we have on our devices?
I would say yes, we should have a mobile security because the mobile security it will give you so many features. Like for example, it will help you to protect from the QR code. It will help you from a phishing link. It will help you if you are connected to Wi-Fi, which someone is trying to steal your data. It will kick you out of the device. It will kick you out of that network. Excuse me. So no one can access your data. And if someone send you if you are trying to install an app, it will scan that app prior to it will scan that app prior to download in your cell phone. And also there are a lot of spywares out there. If spyware is someone trying to install a spyware in your
Yes.
device, then it will protect you from there as well. And if someone installed a spyware already, then the moment you install this mobile security, it will scan through and it will find out all the detailed things. And just to answer your question, I would say mobile security will cover you most of the cases. Mobile antivirus, nice to have.
All right. Thank you for answering that question. Um, Now that you have mentioned, mobile security, what does it do and how it works, can you tell us more about it? Like, uh, just to let the audience know, maybe they have questions if how it works, or maybe if it is an application that they should install on their cell phones. Maybe you could also tell us, like a walkthrough or how it works on phones, if it is an app or anything.
Okay, absolutely. So mobile security, it's an app you can just download from the App Store for iOS and Android. Both version is available. And with ours, there's a promotion going on right now. You can sign up and you can win a mobile security application for 1 year and free of cost. So we can give that link below, and you guys can go ahead and download this app and also claim this mobile security, and you can get this for free. And mobile security is an app. Once you download this app, it will be downloaded to your cell phone. And the moment people think something is getting downloaded in your cell phone, that means, are we compromising your data? No, we are not compromising your data. All we will do, we are not storing any of your data. All we will do is just scan through the data, make sure no malicious link, no bad actors are sitting in your cell phone. And if they're trying to come in, we will protect them. So that's how I would say in a nutshell about mobile security. And if you wanted to know more about the mobile security that we provide, I already talked about a few of the features, and you can schedule a consultation with us, and we can do a demo, and we can show you all the details, because I don't want to give you all the technical jargons and make you
Yeah.
bore about those details.
All right, that's perfect. Actually, thank you for that awesome news. And to our audience, if you are watching right now, please feel free to sign up and get to experience that free mobile security. Um, it will be in our link in our caption. And please feel free to visit our website, hoploninfosec.com, to learn more about mobile security. And of course, you can also schedule a free cybersecurity assessment on our website. So uh, we have few more questions here regarding, mobile security and regarding how we can secure phones. Like at the end of the day, what are the practical steps as individuals can do to keep our phones secure?
Okay, sure. So number one thing is we have to educate ourselves. So we have to know what is going on around us. The moment that we know what is going on around us, it will help us to keep ourselves secure. Number two, use strong passcode for your cell phone. And number three is you should use mm, mobile security solutions. Number four, do not share your passcode to anyone. Number
Right.
five, I would say, is always try to be proactive and try to not to click on every link that you receive.
All right, that's awesome. You mentioned also earlier regarding the mobile security, like it doesn't, it doesn't scan your data and everything. However, will it monitor my activity on my mobile phone?
So that's a very good question. So think about it this way. The moment you received a link, if you do not click on that link, it will not scan your link. The moment you click on it, it will scan. There is a feature that if you want to scan all the text messages that you are getting, you can do that. There is an option to turn it on and turn it off. So remember, our main objective here is to keep you protected from the bad actors. So we are not going to steal any of your data. We are not going
Mm.
to store any of your data. So it will stay silently in your phone just to protect you. Like the same way that a lot of the companies, like big banks, a lot of the companies are using endpoint security on their devices, like laptops, computers that people are using. And it is for everyone. It's not for someone who is a corporate employee, who is a business owner. It's for everyone who want to
Yeah.
stay protected. Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's for everyone. I think it's really a big guess for me. With all the cyber threats or cyber attacks that's been happening nowadays, it's really important for us to secure our phones, to have and to also have mobile security. Just to have that, extra layer of security in our phones, in our devices is very important. Um, yeah, so I think the big question everyone is probably thinking if, if mobile security is expensive or can everyone afford it since, you mentioned mobile security is for everyone. If even individuals can afford it, is it only for big companies?
Yeah, mobile security is not expensive at all. It's a budget friendly. It's less than a cup of coffee. If we go to a Starbucks, we are spending easily $5 to $6 for a cup of
Right.
coffee. So I would say less than a cup of coffee for mobile security. And it's a necessity, it's not a luxury. And
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that it's the less than a cup of coffee for a month. That should be sufficient for people to able to access it.
Right. I think that should also instill in we should also instill that kind of thinking to everyone. You shouldn't be afraid, like for example, you shouldn't be afraid of, asking about mobile security or anything that would secure your phones or your data because um it's really not that expensive and it's for everyone, really. So yeah, I would like to thank you for discussing everything. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to still ask. So in the meantime, before we wrap up, could you help us do a quick recap of the key takeaways from today's discussion, like the must-dos for mobile security and everything?
Absolutely. So for mobile security, a couple of things we have to do. One is to number one, we have to educate ourselves. Number two, we shouldn't share our password to anyone. We shouldn't share OTPs to anyone. We shouldn't click random links. And if possible, we should get mobile security installed in our device. One thing I would like to say in this note, I wouldn't say we shouldn't do that. I would say I wanted to educate you guys and educate yourself. So that way we can educate it, get educated and benefited from it. Because it's like a little kid. When you go to a little kid and say, hey, don't do this, the moment you step away, that kid will start doing the thing that you tell them not to do it. Right? So the same thing that I would say, stay educated and learn what is going on. Because the moment you learn what is going on around you, it will help you to protect yourself. Nobody can protect you unless until you wanted to protect yourself. So
Exactly.
with that, I will conclude. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Back to you, Crystal.
Yeah, that's a solid takeaway, and I believe that this will help a lot of people understand more about mobile security, about scams or hacks that's been happening nowadays. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the very insightful discussion about mobile security. For to everyone, to our audience, I would also like to thank you for joining. And I would just like to reiterate the one that we have mentioned earlier regarding the awesome news that Mr. Mohammed Taluk there have mentioned. Please feel free to sign up with our mobile security and get to experience, free mobile security. So, yeah, thank you for being here and for joining the session. We hope you have learned something valuable to keep your phones and data safe. And stay tuned as we will be hosting a lot more of cybersecurity webinars. We still have a lot in line. So please don't forget to follow our social medias. Follow Hoplon Infosec on Facebook. We also have on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and stay tuned for more updates. For more tips and events, we post, daily contents about how to stay secure and how to stay cyber safe. So to everyone, stay cyber safe. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.